Welcome. So I'm going to go ahead and go over, it's been requested that I show you guys a little bit of how to use TouchCast Pitch. Just a couple things to get out of the way. First, I'm not an affiliate marketer or anything like that with TouchCast Pitch. I do love their product. It is amazing what you can do. It's super powerful. It is just a fun tool. So I make a lot of my videos for my calendar talk, and there's a whole lot of other directions you can go with that. Now, when you're doing a calendar talk, there's a couple major points. You need to make sure, one, that you have a script, you know exactly what you're going to say. Two, you got to know what kind of content you're going to do. And then three, make sure that you keep whatever it is you do short. You know, students have a hard time watching this stuff. I'm hoping you stick till the end just so that you can understand how I set this up and how you can use this. Now, there is a download for TouchCast Pitch for both Windows 10 and Mac OS, and there's also iOS. They call it different things, but that, if you'd like a video on that, I can go ahead and show you how to do that and go to those downloads. I'll put the links down below in the description box just to give you a chance to do that. Also, I will go ahead and put the formatted file. I'm going to try and put a link to that in the one below. I'm not 100% sure that it'll link out and you guys will be able to get it, but if not, just direct message me on Facebook or something like that, and I'll go ahead and help you out. So what we have down here is we have to think of this like a PowerPoint. You know, you put layers and layers and layers, like whatever you put on top of something, it will appear most forward. All of these right here are just text boxes. I insert text boxes using this right here, and when I click on it, it puts this really awkward thing in the middle because it doesn't care about where you want your stuff. It just does. So if I go, hi, I am another text box. Okay, so I click off of it, and then I click back on it, click and drag, and then you can move it around. Now, one of the things I had to do with the days of the week down below, I had to change up here the font size. Okay, that font size is important. I have to change it. When you change it, it shrinks it down a little bit. If you notice down below, all of these are slightly different font sizes. I had to do that because the days were different, and I didn't have a very good eye for the sizing on the boxes, so that's what had happened. Now, for the colored boxes themselves, I went ahead and I went insert and I went shape. Now, the shapes, you can do a couple of things right here. Now, for example, first of all, the ugly blue pattern one, like we all know that there's a default color, and let's change it to brown. The outline is brown, and we'll make the inside brown. Actually, you know what? I like the outline black because I think that the black adds a nice good pop. We're also going to change the thickness of this as well to kind of thicken it up. Now, I got this beautiful box here, and I'm like, man, I really want to see what's behind that. I have two options. I can either bring the text box forward, or I can mess around with the colors, what they call the opacity, and you can kind of shrink that down, and all of a sudden, your text box is now a beautiful looking text box. Now, if I were to bring that out, I could do that as well. The graphic down here is actually a file, an image file. So you go to insert, you go to file, and you have an image file. Okay. What that does, so you get the image from anywhere, stock photo image websites. You can use Pixabay, Pexels. Both of those have really good selections. You type in like calendar week or something like that and do a search, and boom, you have an image. You can go ahead and use that image. You can crop it and then adjust it to your size as needed. So that's how I got those. So the things down here at the bottom are basically text boxes and shapes. This is an image. This right here is a camera. The camera, you click up here, add a camera feed, and you can put another camera on here. One of the things you can do as well, you can hook up multiple cameras to this, and it's really cool. Let's see, what else can we do? Let me show you down here. This right here is a web element. And what I like about these is, one, they automatically update. So let's say, for example, you do some sort of daily news thing, like what I'm doing, it automatically updates the website. Now, they're a little finicky. You click on it once, you get the 4 dots at the corners. You see these little white beads. That allows you to resize. After you do that, you may click it one more time. Once you click it one more time, then you can start to scroll and you can go through. It's a little finicky, like I said, because if you accidentally click again, it's basically like you opened up the ability now on the second click to go through and use those particular things. And then you can go ahead and talk about them. When you're recording, you can't necessarily move them around. I haven't figured out how to do that, and I don't recommend doing that. So, but they are there. Okay, so, but you can put any website. When you first do it though, and see, I just clicked on it now. Now it's going to try and go to that thing. I'm going to delete it. I'm going to insert another one. When you open up another one, we can go to, I don't know, Deutsche Welle. Deutsche Welle, a good website. I really enjoy their stuff. I don't know. I'm going to go here. And once you click on it and you go through, this basically operates as a browser, and then you find whichever one. Once you find what you want to add, you go ahead and click on the add button. Now, one thing to keep in mind is that it kind of messes with the ratios when you try and expand it out. So sometimes it won't look so amazing expanded out. Like you may be looking at like I don't know, a catalog or something, and that catalog might only show 2 items instead of 4 in the screen. Whatever you fit in here is going to be what you record. Now, as you can tell, I have the beads. The beads allowed me to resize it. If I click again, it allows me to manipulate. It also allows me down here, if I accidentally click on something I don't want to, I can use the forward and back arrow buttons. But I can scroll down here, find the thing I want to do that I want to talk about, and then we go over and we record. Okay. Now, you might ask yourself, well, what happens when, for example, I want to save this and I want to save this particular style? So you can do a couple of things here. You can save the project, and this is probably the quickest and easiest way. You can save the project as a new file. You can also save the project as a pitch template. And what that does is it basically allows you a couple of things. When I click on here, I do a right click. I get an option to do new scene. And when I do new scene, I have my templates here. I have a template for the days of the week. I have a template for Wie ist das Wetter. I have a template for some internet content. And so I organize them that way. And then I can also change what's down here as well, which I think is useful. You can also reuse the scenes. So if you find yourself being able to create a lot of different templates, and maybe you can change the words on the bottom, like in the colored boxes, to match whatever it is that you're teaching. Super helpful. All right. And lastly, let's see. So like I said, but if you were to go into file, you did save project, you save the project as a pitch template. What it's going to do is it's going to take all of your formats, all of your slides, and then it's going to have them be for you to reuse as those. Okay, so it'll keep your design. But if you want to, for example, you want to save this as something else, you click on, oops, sorry, wrong one. You can also do this. I'm not so versed in this. Finalize TouchCast video. Now, I do know that there is a platform, an interactive platform that is beautiful, that works with this. We are not using that today. But if you click on desktop, you can click on MP4. You can export that MP4. But keep in mind, when you export it as an MP4 and you haven't saved the template, you may lose the template. Now, as you can tell up here at the top, you see this yellow line. This yellow line is actually finalizing that video, getting it ready and converted, essentially, and prepared to go into that MP4 format. So these are the things up here that you can use. Currently, the way I use it, I may add a camera. I may add a zone. And what the zones are these web pieces. Okay. The zone lets you do a couple of things. You can add a file, a web, a text, a TC stock. I'm not sure exactly on those ones quite yet. but it allows you to basically shape it, and then you put your content in there that you want the students to watch or that you want to present. Okay, so those are those. They do have built in and built out features in case you like the swipes, going back and forth. I personally don't much care for them too much, but some people do. It makes it look really extra fancy. This other thing here too, when you go to AV, audio visual, you see this green screen. If you click on that, if you have a good green screen behind you, it works out just fine. You can also set the sensitivity to maybe just do a little bit of green screen, not all of it, but that is there for you as well. Super fun to use. Like I said, you can insert files, pictures, TC Fabrics. I know that there's a way, and I know there's probably an explanation. It's on their website. I'll link it there below. The TC stock. You also have the web internet websites. You have widgets. Widgets are basically just like quizzes and stuff like that. I personally don't use the quizzes because they don't add as much to my particular style of videos. But if you use the platform, it's a wonderful, wonderful way to go. The text boxes are there, the shapes are there, the camera. So I hope that this was helpful to you in creating these and understanding how to create them. And if you have TouchCast, first of all, you want to first download TouchCast. Okay, go to their website. Not me, I don't have this. This is what I had to download and install on the computer. The second thing you're going to do is you can insert. So if you go to File and you go to Open, I'm not going to save this project, but you can say or open from the from in here. Now, here's these different things. You see the calendar template as of 8/31. This is my updated calendar template, so I can open that up. Okay, that's a template. This one right here, Blanca, was actually the name of the style that I was using. I was using some style that they had there on stock, and that's a TouchCast project. The difference is really one's a project that you're still going to keep working on it. Theme is something that you're going to use as a template. So that's what that is. So you open that up and it gives you those options. So like I said, email me if you have any questions or send me a message here on Facebook. I'm always willing to help you guys out. Make sure that you guys get a little bit smarter and better at what you do. Just have a wonderful day. All right.